Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as a part of my hacks series, makeup hacks, I decided to go ahead and do like a foundation routine. So I'm basically gonna be giving like tips, more tips, not much of tricks, but tips on like what products you can use, what tools you can use, just to make, you know, your whole makeup experience, learning how to do makeup, just to make it easier. So with that being said, let's just get started with the video. And also guys, I'm sorry, my hair is like kind of wet. That's why you can still kind of see my conditioner in here. Just don't pay attention to that, okay? Okay, so what I'm actually gonna do first is start off with my concealer. Actually, I've already primed my face. The first, very first step that you want to do before you start with your foundation and stuff, you want to prime your face. So I used the Makeup Forever Step 1 primer. This is the mattifying primer. By then, this primer is fairly expensive, so if you're starting off with makeup and you want to get a primer, I think that if you want to save a pretty penny, this is definitely not a primer that you should get. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. This primer is like $30, $32 or something like that. So that doesn't even include tax. And it is a 1 fluid ounce bottle. So, I mean, I think this primer is worth the money because it works so well just to keep your foundation and stuff on like all day. I've already put some on, so I'm not gonna prime my face because I've already done that. Ow, I hit myself on my table. And I've already done my eyebrows, and I also put concealer under my underneath my eyebrows and over my eyebrows as well. So I'm not gonna do that step. I like doing my eyebrows beforehand and then just putting the concealer like beneath the brow bone and up above the brow, and kind of like dragging it down and blending it out, just because it makes putting on your foundation around your eyebrows easier, where you won't just like, I guess, like put foundation all over your eyebrows and then it's pointless because then you messed it up. So I would recommend, if you like doing your eyebrows first, you know, go ahead and put that concealer above and below your eyebrow and kind of like drag it down and blend it out, just so you can have a surface to work around when you're putting on your foundation. Okay. Any dupes for this primer? I'm not sure, guys. I'm honestly not sure. The primer that I was using before this was probably the primer that I was using before I discovered this one was probably Smashbox or something. It wasn't that good. I honestly don't like primers that feel like they feel like they slip. I don't know, like, I don't know if you guys have tried or played around with primers. They just feel like they slip. Like it doesn't feel like product is supposed to, like, I don't know, like stick to it or whatever. I don't know. But this primer, it kind of like absorbs in your skin, and then you can tell that it mattifies your skin. So that is my first tip and first bit of advice. Always prime your face. All right. So now back to the concealer. So the concealer that I am deciding to use today, and I'm going to get another, like an alternative product for you guys, because you know, when you're starting off with your makeup, you don't want to spend hella money, especially if you are just practicing, because then you're just wasting product. So the concealer that I am going to use on myself today is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Biscuit. I like to conceal first and then do my foundation, but I mean, you can definitely play around with it and see if you like concealing first and doing foundation, or doing your foundation and then putting on concealer. But that's just my preference. So after you apply your primer, go ahead and start with your concealer. And I don't use a whole lot of concealer because I just don't think it's necessary to use a lot. So I'm just gonna put a little bit here and a little bit here. So what I usually like to do when applying my concealer is use a brush. I'm going to use this Sigma Soft Blend Concealer brush, F64 brush, and this is what it looks like. And I'm just gonna kind of like pat it, spread it around. And then go in circular motions. And the reason that I like using a brush over, say for instance, like a beauty blender is because I feel like a beauty blender will soak up a little bit more product. And I kind of like my concealer to just kind of like be there. And I don't like, again, like I said, I don't like using a whole lot. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my concealer again, and I have like a couple of problem areas that I kind of want to cover up. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to put like a dot of concealer. Don't put too much concealer, just like a small dot. Because trust me, a little bit goes a long way. Here, 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 and here. And that's it. These little problem areas that I feel like need a little TLC. I'm going to take the same brush and I'm just going to kind of like tap it in that area, then smooth it out in circular motions. So another alternative for concealer that you guys can use that is not as expensive as this is the Wet n Wild concealer, photo focus concealer. This concealer, I have used it before, and I will tell you guys that it is not a bad concealer to use. It's pretty good. I have worn it all day long and it has not given me any problems. I've used it as like just under eye concealer and also as a spot conceal, like spot concealer for myself. And throughout the day, I will say this, that it lasts and it works well to conceal. So, and I think it's like $5 or something. So now time to move on with foundation. So I am actually going to be using the NYX Total Control foundation, and I have used this foundation before, and it is a good foundation to use. And the thing about it is that it is very buildable. So even if you put on a thin layer and that thin layer is not enough for you, you can definitely build it. And I think that's always something good. Okay. And the tool that I'm actually going to be using for the foundation is a sponge. So I feel like if you're starting off with makeup, a sponge is definitely the way to go, because it kind of, like I said, it soaks up product a little bit more. So it's kind of something just really good to work with, because you won't use too much of the product. If you accidentally use too much, you could just, like, the sponge will kind of soak it up. And the application with sponges is also like really smooth finish, and it's just really easy to use. So this is the Real Technique sponge, and I love this sponge. It's only like $5. You can get it from Ulta. I think they sell it at Target. So I would say definitely if you're starting off with makeup, this is something definitely to use. All right, so this foundation comes in like a little dropper. So we're just gonna take it and take a couple of drops. You kind of want to work fast because it starts to slide down. And with your foundation, you don't want to start with too much, because again, you can always build foundation. Just don't start with too much. And so what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to work on the outside, and then I'm going to work in, because I noticed that if you have like creases and laugh lines and things like that, and you put too much product on it, it builds up in those creases. So you want to kind of like, I guess, like push your foundation out before you start pushing it in. So we're going to start pushing it out. And then we're going to push it in. Like that. And again, if you see that you want more coverage, you can always build it. Come back and build it. Push it out. Then bring it in. It sounds like I'm doing a workout video. Push it out. Push it. Okay, no? Alright. I'm corny, guys. Please forgive me. And then you also want to get underneath your neck and kind of like blend it in with your neck. Yeah, I have a birthmark. Alright, so now that we have applied our foundation, the next step that we want to do is powder. So what I like to do first is start setting my under eyes and stuff, and then I'll start doing my contour and things like that. Okay, so the powder that I'm not going to use now is the Benai banana powder. Okay, yeah, the Benai banana powder. Another alternative for the Benai banana powder, I mean, it's like 15 bucks, but if you can't get your hands on it, because you will have to, if you can't get your hands on it, you can try the Sasha buttercup powder. I hit pan, don't judge me, but you can use the Sasha buttercup powder. It's really good. It's not like a white powder. So if you are a person of color, or if you are a darker skinned gal, please do not use powders that are just like ghost white. That's not for us. It's not meant for us. That is why they have things like banana powder and yeah, just don't do it. It's not good. You want to use something that's going to be good for your skin tone. Now, if you are lighter skin, you can probably get away with ghost powder or whatever, you know. Another dupe that you can also do that's easier to get your hands on is the Revolution banana powder. Revolution Cosmetics banana powder. This brand is at Ulta, and this powder is like $8. So just a few options for you gals and guys. Okay, so I'm gonna actually use my sponge to apply the powder. I'm gonna use the bottom part of the sponge, so this flat part right here, to apply the powder, and I'm just gonna make sure that all my wrinkles and lines, there's no creasing or, you know, just nasty lines from the foundation, because you don't want to set creased foundation. Okay, so I'm just gonna take, okay, so I poured a little bit of the banana powder out. Go over my little areas one more time, and then I'm just gonna take some on the bottom of my sponge, like so, and put it underneath my eyes first. I'm actually gonna put some over my eye too. Go ahead and put it on my problem area on my forehead. And I like to set my laugh lines. By all means, if you don't have a problem with this, you do not have to do it. So, and then I'm going to take the excess and just apply it all over my face. Okay, all right, so now that my face is set, I'm gonna bake. We'll just let that bake. Depending on, I mean, however much you want to bake is definitely dependent on you. I only bake the amount of time that it takes me to put on the rest of my face. That's how long I bake, but it's definitely your decision on how you do that. So now the next step that I'm going to do is contouring. So with contouring, I use a brush. Well, I've already applied my powder, so of course I'm not going to use any other liquid products, but liquid or cream products. So this is my favorite palette to use, the Anastasia Contour Kit palette. As you can see, I am hitting pan on this one right here. And I think this palette is definitely worth the money, because if you see here, this is the medium to tan one. You get your contour shades, like these shades are like contour shades, and then these two I can use as like highlighting shades if I want to, and then this one is like your cheek, like your little like cheekbone highlight right here, this one. So that's always, you know, I think it's well worth the money. Let me see if I can get a closer shot of the palette. Maybe you can see the shimmer of the highlight. You can see. All right, so I like to take my MAC, I think this is a 163 brush. My MAC 163 brush, it looks like this. Sorry, it's dirty, but just gonna have to deal with it for now. So I'm gonna take this shade here, which is my go-to, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade, and then I'm just gonna start contouring my cheekbones, and I'm gonna be mimicking the natural, like my natural cheekbones pretty much. So I'm just gonna follow that natural line, I guess, that natural depth that I have. And I like to use smaller brushes, because with a smaller brush I feel like you can always expand it if you feel like you want your contour to be bigger. But and then I'm just gonna kind of like blend it out, fan it out, and then I'm gonna put some more depth on my jawline by bringing that same brush, same product, down and underneath, down and underneath. I want it to be a little bit darker, so I'm going back under with that darker shade. All right, so I'm going to contour the rest of my face. I'm actually going to put a little bit of, I don't do this all the time, but I'm going to put a little bit of powder like underneath my, where I contoured. Sometimes I want that crisp effect. All right, now for contouring my nose, I'm actually going to take this shade first. I'm going to take it, and this is just like a dome shaped brush, like a, I don't know, it's like a multi-purpose brush by Sigma. It's an E34. I mean, you can use like a thinner brush or whatever you want. This is just what I like to use. And I'm just going to start like right here, and then I'm going to drag it down. And like, I don't know, some people get all artistic with contouring their nose. I don't. That's just my preference. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the darker shade, this one right here, and I'm only gonna contour, like put that on the bottom half of my nose, because I notice like it's too dark going on the upper half, and I don't like my nose contour being way too dark. So put that on the bottom half. And then I'm going to take my banana powder and set on the outside parts of where I did my contour. And I'm going to, after I finish setting this with my nose, I'm just going to let that bake as well. Give that the chance to bake. And then we'll come back and wipe it all off. Alright. So, please don't fall. Next, I'm gonna move on to blush. So I'm actually gonna be using the NARS blush in Seduction. This is like my this is like my favorite blush. The color is so pretty and it's so deep. I like a lot of NARS blushes. They're so pretty. But I mean, another alternative that you guys can use for contour and blush, I've used this in some of my other videos. This is a cheaper option to use. It's the NYX. It's like a contour and blush duo. So the color is kind of similar to the, well, let me open it up. As you can see, it's kind of similar to the, it's kind of as deep as the NARS Seduction blush. And it also has a contour shade. So, and I think it's like $8 or something. So I will be using the NARS blush, and I'm going to be using my MAC 116 blush brush. This is what it looks like. And then I'm just gonna tap it, because since this blush is so dark, you just don't want to put too much. Okay, so I'm gonna tap it. Just tap it, and now I'm gonna apply it on the apples of my cheeks. I'm gonna tap it again. Tap it one more time, because this thing, there we go. Alright, so we have pretty much completed our whole foundation routine. We're just gonna brush all of this off. Please don't judge me, guys. I did something so stupid and I messed up my brush. But this brush is a Morphe brush and it works well. Alright, so I'm just gonna start brushing all that powder away. Alright, so we have 100% completed our foundation routine. Oh, actually, I almost forgot to do highlight. Might as well. I love doing highlighter, girl. About to skip over highlight. What? Did what? Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and be using the Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife highlighter. I mean, look at how gorgeous it is. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous. And this highlighter is very pigmented, so be careful. So I'm gonna do that whole tap method again. So yeah, we need to tap this, so we gonna tap it, and then we're going to apply it on our cheekbones. You just want to start off with like a light stroke. I like going back and forth, and then I like doing circular motions after I go back and forth. I mean, wow. Look at that already. Wow. Wow. And that's with a very small amount of Trophy Wife. So like I said, this stuff is like super pigmented. I said this is definitely worth the money, but if you don't want to spend, I forgot how much it was. Like 30 bucks? $20? I don't know. If you don't want to spend that much, you can always go for the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighters. These are also good options. So the ones that I did in my giveaway, and congratulations to the winners, by the way. And then if you guys have watched my videos before, you know I like highlighting my brow bone, underneath my brow bone up here. It just gives it, especially if I'm doing like a look where I'm not going to be doing any eyeshadow, it just gives my makeup like an extra pop. Wow. Like I said, and that's not with that much of the product. That was with like a couple of taps, like 2 taps, like boop, boop. Wow, 2 taps, just 2 taps. Okay, I'm done. Still working on those same 2 taps, huh? Yeah, I'll see this. Ripley's Believe It or Not. I am actually gonna go and put on the rest of my face, which will include my eyelashes and my lipstick, and then we will conclude this video. So I will be right back. All right, guys, I am back and I am ready. My hair still is not dry. Like, it's still got hella conditioner. Who else goes through this though? Like, who else goes through this? Like, if you're a curly girl, like, does it take you guys' hair, like, if you have thick curly hair, does it take you guys' hair like forever to dry? Because it takes mine forever, like literally forever to dry. But anyways, I have finished the rest of my makeup. I have applied my eyelashes and I put on lipstick. I just kept the look real simple since I was doing this foundation hack video. I just felt like it was not necessary for me to go ahead and put on eyeshadow and stuff like that. But as far as the lashes go, Ardell lashes, they're super inexpensive and they are such good quality. So I would definitely recommend these for you guys. And as far as the liquid lipstick that I'm wearing, it is Colored Rain's Liquid Lip in Roulette. These guys are more expensive, but if you want something else to try out that's less expensive, you could always go for the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit lipsticks, and they are matte and they come in like a whole variety of shades, and they're only like $4 or something like that. So in conclusion, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you. I hope it helps you with products, choosing out products versus the more expensive versus inexpensive products. I hope you know, like these tips. I hope they can really help you guys. I hope it helps you have flawless foundation and flawless contour and all that stuff, because we all want to be flawless. Anyway, no, I take that back. You guys are flawless with or without makeup, flawless every day of the week. You are just a flawless, beautiful individual. All right, anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Motivational speaking from Shakira. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I think the next hack video that I'm going to end up doing is probably going to be eyebrows or maybe eyelashes. Comment down below which one you want me to do, either eyebrows next or eyelashes. I mean, they're both going to get done, but whatever you guys want to see first. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Ah!